Oh, that's funny. Remember I said I needed some white ceiling flat paint? I wasn't quite sure what it was for. It's for those marks, remember? Up there. Those lines on the ceiling from my little paint roller cover or my paint roller frame. And I don't have to do that today, mind you. I can do that some other time, so I guess I don't have to worry about that today. But what you probably should do after a while is get a notepad, and I've worked off of clipboards forever. And you just start making yourself a list of things to do, things that you still need to do today, or things that need to be cut in, or certain things, or like I say, you can take some blue masking tape. You just pop a little piece of masking tape up there, and that will be your reminder. You know what I mean? Okay, I just thought that was funny. I had to give myself a little chuckle. My mind is swirling of all the different little things I need to do today with the paint. All right, I'm out for now. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to make a short little video clip of this because I wanted to show you my ingenuity on these. Remember, I've got all these different paint trays, and I use different paint in each one and stuff. And I just use those little throwaway ones, and I still have some a couple new ones in here and stuff. But remember this one had a hole in it, and this one had a hole in it. Look what I did to fix it. I put some duct tape on it, and I put duct tape on that one. Yeah, these are still good. I'm not going to throw them away yet. And you know what else I could do? I could have put a piece of duct tape over the top of this and just ran my paint over the duct tape. What's the big deal? You know, that'll work too. So I'm still good to go with those, and I've got probably 8 to maybe 10 to 12 layers of paint in here in just this one. And this thing feels like it's like 3 pounds, 2 or 3 pounds heavy. And it's because I got so many layers of paint in there. And after a while, when I get done with this job, you know, and let that dry for a week or so or more than that, I can virtually rip out all of the old paint and just peel it out, and that paint tray cover will be good to go for some more. Hey, don't throw those away every time you get done with it. You can still use them. Put the same paint in there, it's fine. After that paint dries, it shouldn't reactivate the old paint, depending how long ago you put the old paint. If I had white paint in here and I used white semi-gloss paint in here yesterday, let's say, at the end of the day, and first thing the next morning, I wanted to put my gray paint in there, I might think twice about that. Because the white paint might not be dry all the way, and then if you reactivate it and you get some other color of paint on there, let's say, then you could get that mixing in with your other paint. You don't want to do that, okay? But as it is, hey, I'm good. And you know, the semi-gloss paint that I'm going to use to put over those shelves, I'm just going to use my little throwaway paintbrush. That's all I need. I'm not going to use that one. I just use that for a brush. Look how old it is, but I don't throw it away when I pour paint out, when I want to clean up the paint trays and stuff. I use this one. I don't wreck my my cut-in brush. I try to keep that as nice and clean as possible, as well as my other cut-in brush, because you start using those too much and then they start fraying, and the ends, you know, when you get 2 or 3 of these bristles sticking out, it throws you off when you're cutting in. And then if you get a little bit of paint on 1 or 2 of those, it could throw paint somewhere else where you don't want to cut in, where you're not cutting in. You know what I mean? So what I do on these is I'll take my little carpet scissors and see the little pieces that are sticking out. Sometimes they'll go back together when they get wet with paint, but then other times they stick out. And so I'll pull this down all the way with my little carpet scissors, and I'll cut off those couple little pieces, and I continually do that, because the last thing you want is paintbrush little thread pieces sticking out when you're cutting in. And the other thing you don't want when you're cutting in is little bits of sand, little bits of sawdust getting in on your paintbrush. Oh, that is the worst thing possible when you're cutting in and then you keep going back and forth and you get those little bits in there that keep showing themselves, and you try to pull them off with your fingers and slide them off with your fingertips and stuff, and they keep showing up, you know. Then you've got to make a decision. Is that stuff in your paint, or is it just in your paintbrush? And then you got to rinse your paintbrush out and do something else while your paintbrush is drying before you can start painting some more. Okay, just different things. Okay, I just thought you might get a chuckle out of how I'm recycling these little plastic paint trays. And here's the other thing. When you start getting into the end of your job and you got to get into 4 different paints because you're doing touch-up and stuff, look, I've got 3 trays. I can pour 3 different colors in there. I can also work right out of the paint container, the paint can. Usually if I do that, I'll put this on there. I like to use that anyways. Whenever I pour paint and stuff, then I wipe it off, because then I don't get the paint in that groove. You know what I mean? And it's easier to, you know, when I'm working right out of the paint can, I can just use that this side deal after I put it in there, and then I can just wipe my paintbrush off on that. So see, I've got, if I'm working with 4 different colors, let's say, I can pour a little bit in that one, I can pour some other in there, some other in there. I can work directly out of that. And I need to use different paintbrushes. Well, one of them I've determined I'm going to use my throwaway 3-inch paintbrush. I could have used my 2-inch throwaway paintbrush on something else. And then I've got my cut-in brush. And then I've got my other cut-in brush. I'm pretty much set up for whatever I need to do, because if you're going to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back and forth in different paints and stuff, and you're only going to use one cut-in paintbrush all day long, it's kind of difficult to do that, because you gotta rinse it out, and then your bristles are still wet to a certain extent before you start getting into another paint. Usually, if I want to use it quick, I'll take it and try to dry it off that way, or because there's carpet pad on there, I can do that and get most of it off. I can put it in the sun for a few minutes, but I don't like to take a direct cut-in brush or any type of paintbrush after I've just rinsed it out and have it wet and start working out of another paint, especially if you're going to be trying to cut the paint in, because now you're mixing your water from your paintbrush right in with your paint. And I don't care how well of a cut-in person you are, for the first, I don't know, 15 feet of cut-in, you're probably going to have to go over it twice, because your paintbrush still has water in it. You see what I'm saying? So just kind of be aware of that, especially if you're going to be working with more than one color during the day. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna work now and get this project done.